this weekend in the NFL. You guys have found another episode of the Cheesesteaks Intakes podcast show. My name is Colby Marshall, here with my dad, Troy, my uncle Chuck, cousin Noah. And on this episode, we will have a special guest on to talk some football, to talk some basketball. That is Chuck's friend, Raymond, who lives in Connecticut, now in Wisconsin at the moment, but is a big time Los Angeles Lakers fan and a New England Patriots fan. So we're going to give us some spicy takes, some spicy outlooks on the upcoming seasons for those teams. But excited on this episode to also talk a lot of World Cup. Obviously, some Summer League action we've had in the NBA, some MLB, with the Yankees and Phillies kicking off a big series this weekend, in addition to everything else. So, Raymond, welcome to the show. Happy to have you on. I know Chuck, myself, we have a couple of questions that we want to ask you, but thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the invite. Chuck's been one of my favorite coworkers for a long time. So excited to get on here with him. We always talk sports during lunch. So
no, that means a lot. That means a lot.
That's high praise. Wow, that's very, very, very nice remarks there.
So Ray, when we have a guest on, we always ask them their origin story, like their sports origin story. So you're a Pats Lakers fan living in Connecticut. How'd you become a fan of those teams?
So I like to call myself the original bandwagon. So I started watching sports when I was 5. Yeah. I started watching sports when I was 5. So it was 2000, 2001. That's when Kobe and Shaq were just starting their dynasty. The Patriots just got Tom Brady and they were starting their thing. So I just hopped on there and just been a fan since. I love the Lakers. Kobe's my favorite player. I got him over everybody. That's LeBron over MJ. He's from Philly like you guys, so I don't know why you don't rep him more often, Chuck.
I'm sure he's not in my top 10. Troy, how old do you feel when he said 2001 he was 5?
He was 5. Listen, I'm old. That's ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah, you made me feel old, man.
I mean, that's old enough to be his dad. That was me.
Yeah, I am. Just like you, right? So, like, how did you become a Pats fan? Like, really?
Literally, it was, I just had a Patriots shirt when I was little, and then I was just a Patriots fan. Nobody in my family watched football. We're all from Puerto Rico. So more baseball, boxing. My stepfather, who raised me, he was a big Eagles fan, and he tried to get me to join the Eagles.
You never told me that.
I think save it for the pod. So he's currently in Philly, so he's a big time Eagles fan. He tried, I think it was in 2003 when the Pats and the Eagles played in the Super Bowl.
2004, but yeah.
2004.
2004. Yeah. So he tried. He bought me a little Eagles fan. I just declined it, and I just repped with the Patriots ever since.
So you were this close to being an Eagles fan. Interesting. Who knew? Now I got a little ammo. I know we talk a lot, especially right now. We've been talking a lot of basketball at work. Give me your. I know Kobe's number one, which he's. It's no disrespect to Kobe and Troy. I don't know where he lives in your top 10. He's maybe on the outskirts of my top 10. Give me your top 5 as a guy in his early 30s. Who's your top 5 that you've seen? You don't have the mic go up there if you don't want to. Who's your top 5 basketball players?
Top 5. No order. I'll go Kobe, MJ, LeBron. Now, based on impact over the last decade or so, you gotta put Steph Curry up there. He's changed the game. I don't think for the good, because we got these kids in AAU shooting up threes from half court, but he's had a great impact on the game. And then 5, I'll put Shaq.
Man, you got a lot of Lakers in that top 5. Yeah, I mean, I can't hate it.
Yeah, that's a solid top 5.
It's a solid top 5. I can't for someone who hasn't seen.
Correct. Someone his age, that's pretty age appropriate.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have Tim Duncan in there somewhere, but
don't get him started, Troy.
you don't like
don't
Tim
get me
Duncan?
started on Tim Duncan. I
Tim
respect
Duncan,
Tim Duncan.
he's the best power forward ever. He's the best power forward ever, dude. And I have Tim Duncan. I have Tim Duncan ahead of Kobe. Kobe's in my top 10, but I have Tim Duncan ahead of him.
Okay,
for sure.
I
I
think fair.
Tim Duncan. I think during that time period, Tim Duncan was the best player during that time. I may even take him for as well as he played and for as long as he played. I might take him over Shaq. That's a toss up for me between him and Shaq.
Would you take him over when it comes to power forward? Would you take him over? Would you consider Bird a power forward or no?
He played power forward, certain years, but no, I wouldn't consider him a power forward.
Okay.
But I take him over Bird. I'll take him over. I'm taking him over any forward alive. Garnett, Barkley, Karl Malone, and anybody.
Okay. So
I consider him a forward because when he first came into the league, he was playing power forward next to David Robinson.
Yeah.
So, Dad, if you were starting a team, you would take Tim Duncan over Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
I agree with that. I know Raymond, he's ready to explode over there.
I'm gonna explode.
I think the first time we even met, he'd even introduce himself. He's like, Kobe's better than Tim Duncan. I'm like, who are you? Do you even work here? Why are you telling me? So
listen, I know I can understand. Go ahead, Raymond.
Here's my argument against Tim Duncan over Kobe. So Tim Duncan is the best power forward of all time. But I think it shows the lack of importance of the power forward position that you could have a top 5 without a power forward. So if you're doing your starting lineup, I get it. You'll put Tim Duncan. In 2004, this little island called Puerto Rico played the USA in the Olympics.
Oh, here we go. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
And this little island beat the brakes out of the USA team, who was led by Tim Duncan.
And Iverson.
Braun and Melo were on the bench. 4 years later, Mike Krzyzewski said, if we want to be the best nation again, we have to get Kobe Bryant. They didn't call Tim Duncan back because he was still in the league. He said, we need Kobe on the team. Mm-hmm. Tim Duncan had the perfect foundation on the Spurs. He had David Robinson to mentor him. He had one of the best coaches of all time. Mm-hmm. And the San Antonio Spurs, a great run-on organization. You see that today. But Kobe had to really get it off the bench. When he came in, his coach did not want to let him play. And again, nobody's out here saying, I want to be the next Tim Duncan.
Well, you got to be 7 foot tall, dude.
That's fair. But to counter your point about the Olympics, during that time, the Olympics were changing. The game was changing to a more perimeter-oriented game, right? So there was less need for a guy like Tim Duncan. You can't have Tim Duncan and then Carlos Boozer and then 4 or 5 other power forwards on the team. It just wasn't going to work with the way the rest of the world started catching up. The talent started catching up and the way they were playing specifically. Also, and I love this guy.
Say it.
He's my all-time favorite coach.
I know you're going to say it.
Favorite coach, but he did a
horrible
job. A horrific job.
I was waiting for you to say
managing and coaching that team. When you have LeBron James, to your point, you have LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony on the team, and they were riding the
D Wade.
And
not Dean Wade, Dwayne Wade.
They couldn't even get off the bench, and it was criminal what Larry Brown did to that Olympic team.
Was Iverson running point on that team?
It was Iverson and Marbury.
Yeah, he was initiating offense.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, it was Iverson and Marbury. And listen, Iverson, he was the best player.
He played well
on the team. He represented our country great, and it was Larry Brown. It started with him. I think most of the players had a miserable, outside of Iverson, had a miserable experience on that Olympic squad. And I think mostly it was due to Larry Brown. And I love Larry Brown. But he did a horrible job.
I was always so embarrassed as a Sixers fan and as an Iverson fan for that Olympic team, him being the starter and being like the starting point guard or shooting guard or whatever he was. The fact that they lost to Puerto Rico, I'll never forget that. Just being so just like that's my guy out there.
And who was the point guard for Puerto Rico?
It was
Carlos Arroyo.
Yeah, Carlos Arroyo.
Oh my God, I used to hate that.
Killed him.
Troy, I'm proud of you, Troy, that you called out Larry Brown, because like a lot of people in the national media weren't doing that. I think they were blaming Duncan and Iverson in some extent.
Yeah, they were.
And they didn't.
It was all Larry Brown.
Yeah, he would not play younger players. He just wouldn't do it. He had LeBron James on the bench.
Yeah.
And I think the one game LeBron went off, like he barely he sat him like in the fourth quarter. It was crazy. So, I mean, good point. You got to give them credit. Here's what I will say about the Kobe Duncan debate in this like conversation. I will put Duncan, his whole like work ahead of Kobe, but I am the guy who also says that if you have to depend on someone else getting you the ball, I'll take someone who can initiate offense ahead of that person. So Kobe could bring it up, start the offense, get his own shot. Duncan depended on a lot of people getting him the ball.
Yeah, he's still, but to my point, or like my counterpoint to that, Chuck, is if a person has to depend on other people to get him the ball and he's still putting up fantastic numbers like that, to me, that's a feather in their cap.
Yeah,
because they don't have the ball all the time. They have to depend on the attitudes of their point guard, or point guard's having a bad day, or point guard was to start going off for his own. Then where does that leave the big man? Right. So I always go back to, like, you think about Kareem. He put up a lot of points with someone else having to get him the ball. He didn't have the ball in his hands all the time.
You said someone else. He did have Magic Johnson, but I know what you mean. I know
exactly what you mean. He had Oscar too.
Yeah,
Oscar
Oscar
at one point. Noah, true. You had your mic off for a sec. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say something, but I don't want to say another. I didn't want to start arguing.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is what we do.
This is our podcast. Is a whole
this
argument.
Is what we do.
I was gonna say I think Joel Embiid is better than Tim Duncan.
More 100% more talented. 100%.
I think he's more talented, but
there are a lot of guys more talented.
Not a better player. He's not a better player. He's not a better player. He wasn't a better player offensively or defensively. Fundamentally, he wasn't a better player.
Yeah. How do you pick someone?
Like, there's no flash. There's no flash to Tim Duncan's game, which is, he gets a lot of a knock for that, but like, he was just so effective. If you ask any of these guys, all the guys that he played against, think about everyone he played against: Rasheed Wallace, Kevin Garnett, McDyess. Like, he played in an era where it was dominated by power forwards, and he was the cream of the crop, without a doubt.
Stoudemire.
How do you pick Stoudemire who can't get out of the second round against someone who has 5 championships?
Well, I think Noah, he was more so talking about the talent of Joel Embiid. I think that's where these conversations get blurred.
I think if you put Joel Embiid in like Tim Duncan's shoes, he would have become a much better player than he would. Like, if he had a mentor, like you guys always talk about how Embiid didn't have a mentor. Like, if he got drafted to the Spurs and not the
better organization, that's fair.
No, but Tim Duncan had
that they had.
That's a fair point. But Tim Duncan was that guy in college also. Like, he went to Wake Forest, which is not considered the greatest basketball program ever, and he really put them on the map. So, like, he had it in him already to be great.
Troy. That's what I was searching for. I think you articulated it great. He had that that want to be great. I'm not saying Embiid doesn't want that, but if you look at his early history where he was, eating Chick-fil-A before the games, not getting himself in shape, showing up late to practice. Now, could getting drafted by the Spurs have corrected some of that? Probably. But again, you need to have that want to, like Tim Duncan had. I think that's the biggest difference. Is Embiid more talented? Absolutely. But there's something internally that Tim Duncan had that Embiid does not have. and I'm an Embiid fan.
Speaking of college standouts, Cameron Carter was a college standout at Baylor, and he seems like he's going to be a standout rookie this upcoming season for the Los Angeles Lakers. Averaged 18 points a game in the summer league for the Lakers. Raymond, I want to ask you what you think. He is obviously a first-round draft pick for you guys. What do you think his role would be? How excited are you for Cameron Carter, and what do you think his role will be for the Lakers this season?
Honestly, I didn't hear about him until he got drafted. And when we see a player get drafted by the team, we go do our homework and all that. And my thing was like, his highlights look good, but then again, his highlights. So everybody's meant to look good. And seeing him in summer league, he showed some good potential. He can shoot the three. He's very athletic, long wingspan. I think it's like 7 foot wingspan. Like he's really he passes the eye test. I think he should play about 10 minutes for the Lakers a game, 10, 15, so he develops. Because Lakers this offseason, we went going young. So LeBron left. We're going young. So I think he fits the mold of what we're heading to.
Hey, Raymond.
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead, Chuck.
No, I want to hold off the LeBron talk for a moment. Just talk more about the Lakers. How do you see them this upcoming season? Just lots of changes. It seemed like they mortgaged the future. You explained to me at Apple that was a little deceiving. You want to explain that to us a little bit?
Yeah, if I'm right, the Lakers don't have any tradable picks, but they will have picks where they can draft. They just can't trade them. Okay. So a lot of the headlines were like, Lakers sold a future off for Walker Kessler, but it was like they still have picks. They just have to wait till they draft a player to be able to trade them.
Got it. So how do you see them? I don't feel like they're better than Oklahoma City. I don't feel like they're better than the Spurs. I don't know if they're better than Denver. Do you see them like in that 4 or 5 range? Do you think they're better than Denver, I guess?
I think we're better than Denver, but it's going to be up in the air what the Lakers do because Luka's health, if we get a full Luka Doncic that's healthy for the full year, I think we could surprise people, but we're still missing another piece. So I'm giving 6 to 8 seed.
Yeah, like
as upcoming here.
Okay, all right.
As of right now, it's starting 5 is Luka, Austin Reeves, Walker Kessler at the 5. Who else is in that starting lineup?
Your boy, Quentin Grimes.
Yeah, Quentin Grimes.
Potentially.
They gave him $60 million. He better be starting.
Well, we just watched the whole 2 seasons of Quentin Grimes. We know good and well he could play his way to the bench.
I agree, but they gave him $60 million. Is he starting?
You guys just picked up. You guys just picked up Matisse Thybulle. Yeah.
I missed that.
That's interesting because we don't have roster spots. I believe that's an interesting signing that got announced. So maybe something's coming up soon. Somebody's probably going to get waived.
Yeah, okay, correct.
But who do you see the starting lineup being?
So it's Luka, AR, Kessler. It's really up in the air with those last 2 spots, but I think Quentin Grimes, like you said, might get some burn and then he'll get benched. I'm hoping one of the rookies gets more playing time, like Abdul Thero. He's shown some promise, and
what about
in the summer league.
What about Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt can't hit a layup. Like he's such a dog defensively, but he catches the ball under the hoop and under the rim, and it's like he doesn't know how to lay the ball up. So I think he's possibly gonna get traded. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Didn't you guys pick up the kid from Toronto? What's his name? Sandro?
Oh, Mamu. Yeah,
he's a decent player.
He'll be in the mix.
Yeah. And then Colin Sexton. I don't know what role he's gonna be in.
I'm kind of surprised you have the Lakers at that 5-6 area, because at work you talk to me like you're ready to get on a parade route. I'm just surprised You had him that low. So
Just being a realist.
All right,
but I think, Luka, if he's healthy, he's the best player in the West. So I'll take him over Wemby.
SGA.
I'll take him over probably the worst player to ever watch.
You said
SGA.
Wemby.
I'd take Luka over Wemby.
I don't know.
You take him over Jokic?
Yeah.
I think Rob Pelinka would drive Luka to San Antonio and pick up Wemby if he could. I think he could do that.
I think Wemby's gonna have some injury issues. It happened with those tall players. Like he's super talented.
That might be it.
But again, Yao Ming, what was he? 7'4", 7'6"? They get into injuries.
Hold up, is Luka the poster boy for the healthiest person in the world? Did I miss that? Okay.
Listen, Luka was leading the Mavs to the finals with a terrible diet. He was like 80 pounds overweight and still getting to the finals.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
true. You can do that when you're young, though. He's getting up there, so we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Go ahead, Dad.
Raymond, yeah. So listen, we have a chance to get one of your ex-players on this team. So I want to know from a Lakers fan perspective, what was it like watching LeBron James for the past? He's been there for what, 8 years?
Yeah.
8 years. That's
crazy.
Unbelievable. So what was the experience like? Did you enjoy it? Were you looking forward to seeing him being a Kobe fan? Were you looking forward to having LeBron James in a Laker uniform?
It was weird, seeing him join the Lakers. The one thing about LeBron is that he made me appreciate Kobe more. See, I feel like whenever I watched Kobe, I never doubted his effort in the game. Sometimes you watch LeBron and it's like, is this guy trying today or is he just calling it quits? It made me appreciate Kobe more. But having LeBron is good and bad. He did bring a chip, the hardest finals ever won in the NBA history. And but
that's awesome.
Again, the LeBron is just like, you get the LeBron stands. LeBron stands versus Philly fans is going to be interesting.
That's what I've been telling them.
It's a bunch of drama.
That's what you've been telling us. What you're talking about. That's what you've been telling us.
I've been saying I don't want his fans. Listen, we'll get there.
Who cares about their fans? I don't care about his fans.
Anyway, go ahead, Raymond. Go ahead.
And then LeBron has an agent who I've never seen this before. His agent has a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, agents are always behind the scenes, and now this guy's telling, the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves. Like, you're LeBron's best friend. You expect the people not to think that's coming from LeBron?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a bunch of other stuff. It makes it unenjoyable to watch your team. They can't just focus on the game.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair. But for fans of a team that hasn't won in 30, 35 years, 40 years,
we'll take all that extra drama.
We'll take every ounce of it.
I'm not ready to take it. I'm leaning towards it if it happens. But I'll tell you, if he wasn't leaning, like if Philadelphia wasn't like in the mix to get him, I would be killing him right now. Killing him, Troy. Because this look at me like show that he's putting on. Just pick a team. Pick a team.
He's a free agent, right? So like he has a handful of teams that he can honestly go to.
Yeah,
and
pick one
and be
pick
happy.
One. Stop with the theatrics.
That's hard. Listen, he probably has already picked one. He just needs to announce it. He just
needs to announce it. I'm sure he picked it. Like, what else does he need to know about the teams that?
I don't know. Maybe he's waiting for Golden State to make a trade. I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like, hey, listen, I really want to go to Golden State. I want to stay close to home, but I can't do it with this lineup. Like, I'm going to give you a chance to make some changes. If you can't, then I'm going to go someplace else. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? I don't know.
Speaking of superstars going to different teams, I want to make a transition. I have one more question for Raymond in regards to the NFL. A.J. Brown is now a New England Patriot. He'll be joining a top 5, top 6 passing attack last year. what are your expectations for AJ Brown playing with Drake May, playing in that offense for this season? What kind of numbers do you think he's going to put up? What are your expectations for him?
I'm excited. Patriots haven't had a good wide receiver in what, over a decade since Randy and I think the Gronk and Aaron Hernandez days. I'm excited for AJ Brown to come.
Julian Edelman, you don't think he's good?
He's a great all-time playoff performer, but he's not,
Okay.
He's not your Hall of Fame wide receiver like having a Randy Moss or. I'm excited for it. It's definitely going to be the best quarterback he's had. So I expect him to have his best season, numbers-wise. I think it'll last.
Shots taken.
I think he's gonna get like a good year and a half with the Pats and their honeymoon phase, and then he'll go right back to his thing, reading books and whatnot on the sideline. But I'm excited. I think that our record's obviously not going to be the same as last year. We had I would say a favorable schedule last year, so we'll see. But I expect not Randy Moss, AJ Brown to have his breakout year.
Were you a big fan of Drake May coming out of college, and were you a big fan of his going into last year? Like he had a great year last year, but were you expecting that out of him?
I was not expecting an MVP type season. He should have been the MVP. I wasn't expecting that. It was. I think everything fell right into place for the Pats. But we'll see this year once we face some real defenses during the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he had a great year. I don't see him replicating that year this year.
Even with AJ, you don't see him
even
like
with
getting...
AJ.
Interesting. Okay.
But to Raymond's point, like they're going to play better teams, better defenses, and there's tape out on him, right? Like, listen, he's a good quarterback. Defenses are going to be ready to play him. I don't think they were ready last year. They didn't. They're probably going into every game. They were probably going into playing the Pats and just like, yeah, okay, well, he's okay, but he's not going to kill us. And he would turn around and he was just lighting everybody up. I don't think that's going to happen this year.
The thing,
or I should say, I would expect him to take a step back. I do.
Numbers wise, but I think he will be better this year. His numbers will go back, but he will be better. I think our O-line is going to be way better. I think
that's fair.
The Super Bowl was the Luke Campbell show. He had a terrible game, and everything that the Seahawks said was just get pressure on him, don't let him throw the ball. I think he's going to be better. Numbers will take a step back. I think AJ Brown. I think every wide receiver that's gotten Josh McDaniels their first year, their numbers have gone through the roof. They've had their best year with Josh McDaniels.
Well, I mean, I expect AJ's numbers to go through the roof. That's just based on last year. He can't have a year like he had last year. And listen, he still had over 1,000 yards. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but he's going to be the focal point of the offense, so his numbers should take a huge jump.
Ray, I was going to save this for later in the pod, but from a Pats perspective, you're in a different conference. Eagles aren't really a rivalry to you guys, but what's your thoughts on the Eagles from afar, and what's your thoughts on Jalen Hurts as a quarterback?
I thought the Eagles, they have, I think, the best GM in the league. So they're always going to compete. I thought last year I expected more from them. But I don't see them as a rival, like you said. I think that they got some work to do. I don't think they're contenders at all coming up this year.
What?
And what's the reason for that?
They just lost their best weapon. Now people are going to double team Dante. What's his name? Devontae Smith. They're going to double team him. Okay. And Saquon Barkley's going to take a step back for sure. How old is Saquon right now? 30? He's about to be 30?
Yeah.
He's around there.
Yeah, you know what happens to running backs once that happens?
So, hold up. You're saying they're not going to get, like, you're saying, like, Dallas will win a division? The
Commanders?
I could never say anything.
Their schedule's bottom third. They're going to have, like, a Patriot-esque schedule this year.
I hate saying that though, because we never know who's going to be good in the NFL.
Correct.
That's
On
fair.
a given year.
That's fair.
Like teams come up
Yeah.
and we
Well,
don't see them.
you're right, but I
coming.
think it's based on the stat that I saw is based on Super Bowl odds. It's not based on like records from last year. It's just based on Super Bowl odds. So it's a little bit more accurate, but I do agree with you, Kobe. So
what are the odds on the Eagles
to win?
They have the third best odds in the NFC to win the Super Bowl. No, the third best odds to make it out of the NFC.
Make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, to make it to the Super Bowl. The Rams and Seahawks.
Seahawks are you're correct.
So you think the Eagles will come in last place? Okay. What do you think of?
No, I say all that.
What do you think of?
Not contenders.
What do you think of Jalen Hurts?
He's straight trash. I'm sorry.
What? Don't apologize. We're like, what do you think about him? It's fine.
Jalen Hurts, he is trash.
Wow.
Like, he can't throw his arm is terrible. If you guys stop, don't run, what are you gonna do? He has he had AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, an awesome O line, and couldn't win MVP.
When you say his arm is terrible, in what context are you talking about?
I think you remember Super Bowl he threw that ball and it was like he don't got that pop in that arm.
So since he's been in the league, he's thrown more I believe it's 50+ yard touchdowns than anyone.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
In the NFL. So to say he doesn't have an arm is inaccurate. Now you may not like him, but you got to be honest. Like he throws one of the best deep balls in the league. Now, maybe you can question some of his decision making at
times.
On,
Dad. Hold on.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you can question his. I'll say it after you finish. You go ahead and finish.
You can question. Oh, listen. You could question his arm. You can question his arm all you want, but there's a lot of quarterbacks in this league that has more talent than he does. I can't really name 5 who play the position better than he does in totality.
Yeah,
just handing off the ball,
commanding the locker room, commanding the huddle, commanding the field, especially in big games. There's only one other quarterback in a big game that I would trust over him, and that's Mahomes.
He would not had a Super Bowl like Drake May had a Super Bowl. That Super Bowl was horrendous.
No, he would not have had that Super Bowl.
He would have had that Super Bowl.
So for that 50-yard pass stat, is that air yards or is that?
I'll send it to you. Did I send it to the group? I think I sent
it. I just happened to see that.
I think I will say this. I think anyone that watches Jalen Hurts on a weekly basis for the past few years will say that he can definitely throw deep balls, but he does not have the strongest arm. I think when it comes to his arm talent, the arm strength, the ability to get the ball from point A to point B in a certain amount of time is what he lacks at, more than his ability to throw deep balls, because he has a beautiful deep ball. And that throw he made in the Super Bowl, I mean, like, he can throw the ball farther than that.
You're right.
I think everybody knows that, but I don't know what happened on that throw in particular, but it's not a reflection of what he's capable of when it comes to that, the deep ball that he has.
Yeah, I watch that dagger play at least once a day.
And also, I'm excited to see what he looks like with this offensive coordinator and in this offense. Listen, you can say a lot about Jalen Hurts negatively, but what you can't say is that he's not able to adapt. He's had a different offensive coordinator his whole career, dating back from high school, and he's made it this far in his career. The accolades that he has received, it's not always because he has the most talent around him or he has the greatest coaching staff around him, because in my opinion, he doesn't. He didn't always have Devontae. He didn't always have AJ Brown. He didn't always have Saquon, but he was always in the playoffs. Always.
Yeah.
And he's always had questionable coaches around him.
Yeah, you talked about Josh McDaniels. I would love to see.
Love it. I would love to see
I would
him.
love him in Philadelphia and see what he did with Jalen.
I would
Not
love
only
to
for
see
1
him.
year, for like multiple years. Jalen's had different offensive coordinators.
I would love to
every
see him
year.
with Sean McVay for like 5 years and see what kind of output he has under a solid offensive mind. He doesn't have that. He has not had that here since he's been here.
So what I'm hearing is that if Jalen Hurts has a better season than Drake May, Freeman's gonna have to come back on this podcast with a Jalen Hurts jersey on.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal. You guys coming on with past jerseys?
I got a jersey for you too. I wear a Tom Brady.
The thing
jersey,
is that Jalen Hurts made the playoffs, but he was playing the Redskins, the Cowboys. That division wasn't that strong. I think that.
I'm trying to.
That's crazy coming from a Pats fan.
I know.
Correct.
In that AFC, that's kind of crazy, Raymond. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but what I'm saying is that Jalen Hurts didn't win until he got all those players. Like Saquon, when they won the Super Bowl, he was the MVP, right? Or Offensive Player of the Year.
He was.
He was. But
no one,
Jalen had a better.
No one said that was Jalen
playoffs.
Hurts' team.
No, listen, we can go back and forth on this. I wanted your perspective, and I totally get it from afar. I think as Eagle fans, we see his flaws more than anyone else, and we do point those out. But we also see what causes those flaws. A lot of it is him, but a lot of it is the coaching staff, and we're hoping that this group of coaches will bring out the best out of him, even without AJ. It's going to be tough, but
not just
I
him.
think they have enough talent.
Not
I think
just him,
I
but
think they're
everyone.
super talented.
Yeah, and not just him. They need to bring out the best in everyone. Saquon had a down year last year. Devontae was okay. Devontae and our tight end was okay, but everybody else, the offensive line took a huge hit last year, which compromised basically everybody else that was on the field. So to Chuck's point, like we there is a real hope that this coaching staff can kind of like right the ship.
Yeah, not only
for
that,
everyone.
I think, Ray, I see it a lot with fans your age. And I asked you about the Eagles and specifically about Jalen, but a lot of you guys look at one side of the ball instead of looking at the entire team. The Eagles defense is elite. They're very good, and their players are young enough where they're still ascending to be even better than they are right now. So I even like last year, I was more excited about the Eagles, watching the Eagles defense than their offense. I mean, that wasn't probably hard to do.
Yeah.
It sounds like you guys are what you're saying is that Jalen Hurts needs everything, the table set for
every
quarterback
does.
Perfect.
Every quarterback does.
You think Sam Darnold is like he didn't need everything?
Wait, what? Let's go back. Let's go back to his favorite team, and Tom Brady. You don't think Tom Brady needed everything to be perfect for him to win, especially early in his career? Tom Brady did nothing in those Super Bowls
with.
He did nothing in those Super Bowls. He had a great defense. He had a great coach, and he had a great kicker. That kicker won them how many Super Bowls? Probably 3. One against us.
Yeah.
Like Tom Brady was not the Tom Brady early on. You were young. He was not the Tom Brady that he became when he had Randy Moss. When he got Randy Moss, he took his game to a different level. Randy Moss took Tom Brady's game to a different level, is what I'm talking about. Right? Before that, Tom Brady was more of a game manager. And that's fine. Every quarterback that wins, they don't do it by themselves. There's not one quarterback that has won that has done it by themselves. Maybe Doug Williams. maybe Doug Williams was the first guy to come out and just start dropping bombs all over the place. And he only did it for one quarter, but he had a great defense, right? Like you need a great running game. If you don't have that, you better have a great offensive line that can protect you. If you don't have that, you better have a great defense, right? Like every quarterback needs help. There's no getting around that.
Just like quarterbacks need help in the NFL, superstar soccer players need help from their supporting cast too. And that's what Lamine Yamal got from Spain in the World Cup. I guess we'll make that transition now. Going into that final, Spain versus Argentina. Spain won 1-0. Lamine Yamal was a little quiet, had some moments, but it was the entire team that dominated possession. That was able to win against Argentina. Guys, did we all watch the game?
I was in and out.
You want
Was
to
there a lot
finish
of yard
John
work?
Smallwood? John Smallwood, you want to not John Smallwood? Keith
Keith
Pompey.
Pompey.
You want to finish Keith Pompey? Raymond,
That's-
are you a big
We were just
soccer
talking
guy?
about that. That's too.
I'm sorry.
No, I am not a big soccer guy, but it's impressive to see what Messi did throughout the World Cup
Yeah, he's
at
pretty
his age,
good.
especially.
Yeah,
But
he's-
that's
he's
about
pretty
it. That's all I know.
So
Yeah,
as usual, we'll have some questions about.
Well, I'll start off by saying,
Go.
after what Raymond just said, yeah, Messi had like a phenomenal World Cup, and a lot of people are saying he was awful in that final game, and he was the reason that they lost. And I totally disagree with that. It was definitely not one of his better games, but he was probably the only player on Argentina that gave them an opportunity to score. Argentina had 3 successful dribbles in that game, and Messi had all 3. So a successful dribble is when you take on a defender as an attacking player and beat them and get by them. They had 3, and Messi had all 3. So, I mean, he had some good passes. He had good movement, as he always did. His pressing was awful, which it's been all tournament because he's damn near almost 40 years old. So you can't, like, if you're going to critique him on that, then, I don't know what's wrong with you. But Argentina as a whole just wasn't dangerous enough. And Spain, with the possession style that they play, were able to keep the ball and dominate. So anybody that tells you Messi was the reason they lost, just don't let them tell you that, because they're crazy.
Kobe, I'm glad you cleared that up. I'm sorry, I'm eating. Because that was one of my questions, because people were questioning Messi's performance. And again, I was in and out. I was doing yard work and coming in and kind of checking on the score. My neighbors, it seemed like they were having World Cup parties. And, I hear people cheering, so we're running the house, and it was still 0-0. I don't know what happened. But afterwards, I heard that Messi's performance wasn't that great. I'm glad you cleared that up, because I wasn't sure. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell. So Raymond, I'm not a big soccer guy either. So I use Kobe and Troy to kind of educate me, even though to some extent to educate me on what's going on. I guess the biggest question is, did the best team win? Was this the right outcome?
Yeah,
Yes.
they were. They got scored on. Spain got scored on one time, or maybe one time this tournament.
Yep.
7 shutouts, I think it was. They have, like, they defensively, and they're good defensively. They've always been pretty good defensively, but their ball control is just on a different level. And whenever they give up the ball, they seem to get it right back, a lot faster than most teams can. They're a good team. The right team won. I thought it was the first half. I thought was kind of boring, but the second half was great. It turned out to be a great game. They deserved it.
Okay.
They deserved it.
I feel like I was the only one not in the world, obviously, but everyone I talk to says the first half was boring. The game, I was glued in the entire time. Like, I thought,
Yeah, he was.
like, Spain they're just so fun to watch, and I felt like with Messi in Argentina, like they were always on the brink of getting a goal just because they have him, even though they weren't that threatening. So I thought the game was great, and I thought that it was between the 2 best teams. Like, Argentina, people are going to forget, but like going into this final, they won Copa America, which is the competition of all the South American teams. They won the most recent Copa America. They're the defending champions of the World Cup. They're going for a back-to-back in the World Cup. The first time that's happened in a while. And the first time it would have been the Copa America champion and the defending champion winning another World Cup. That's never happened before. So, like, they were going for absolute legendary status. They needed one more game to win to reach that status. And Spain was the only team probably in this tournament that would have prevented them from that. Maybe France. I could have seen France beating Argentina as well, but England couldn't get it done. Portugal weren't at their best in this tournament. And Portugal actually beat Spain last year in the Nations League final, but they weren't in the mix. And I think it was a rightful final between Spain and Argentina. I think those are the two teams that were meant to play in. You know, the result speaks a lot for what Spain has become over these last few years.
Yeah, and when I say boring, like I don't mean I was just expecting a higher scoring match between. I was hoping for that anyway. But like when I say boring, it's kind of like watching somebody throw a no hitter, where it's just nothing's really going on. It's not a lot of hits in the game, but it's still riveting to a certain extent because you're pitching a no hitter. The way Spain, it's just the way Spain plays. They could play a game where it seems it could seem boring because they prevent. Like think about it, Argentina didn't have one shot on goal until the 84th minute. Like you don't
Yeah.
see that in a soccer game. That's very rare.
Yeah. And it's not even their defense. It's just them keeping the ball.
Yeah.
Keeping the ball
Yeah.
away from Argentina.
It's just the way Spain plays, and to some people it could be very boring, but yeah, they're just a very good team, very good team.
Noah,
Where
have you
is-
recovered
Mo-
from your king, your GOAT Messi bowing out in the World Cup final?
I wasn't about it. I thought Spain, going into the game, I thought Spain was about the better team, so I wasn't surprised that they won.
Yeah.
Where's Argentina ranked in the world?
There were two going into
There were
that
two,
game.
so this is
No,
1 against 2.
It was 1 against 2, but I can't remember if they were one.
No. I think going into the World Cup, Spain was the favorite, and then I think it was France, and then maybe Argentina.
No, Argentina was definitely top 2. It was 1 against 2.
That's what.
This was 1 against
That's why
2.
they changed their brackets.
Yeah, but I think going into the tournament, I forgot where I read it. It may have been
Going into the tournament. Oh, okay.
going into the tournament. It was Spain and then France, and I'm sure I guess during the course of the tournament
Yeah.
that changed.
I didn't realize that they actually
yeah.
changed the rankings as the World Cup goes on. That was interesting to me.
So can we talk about Saturday's game? It was the best soccer game I've ever seen.
See, people that are like, I have to shut you off for saying that. I can't listen to people that say things like
It
that.
was so cool, but I was locked in because it was rainy that day, so I had nothing to do but watch the game. So I watched the whole game. Actually, we went out to dinner, but I basically watched the whole game. But it was exciting at 10 goals total. I don't think 10 goals in the whole World Cup was scored the whole time for every game. But I thought it was I thought it was a really good game. I was entertained. You were not.
No, it was entertaining for sure. I mean, you want to see goals in a soccer game. Any
It'd be nice, yeah.
fan would say that, but from a soccer pure standpoint, I mean, the England and France, they were scoring goals off of low effort from each team. Like they weren't really trying out there. It was a scrimmage, and that's why
was
there were
that,
so many
though?
goals being scored. Because
Why do you think they don't get like extra money if they come in third? Like, what's the?
They publicly said that neither team wanted to play in that game. I don't know if I don't know what kind
Do
of
they usually have a
prize they
third
get.
place game in the World Cup?
Yeah.
They
Okay.
do, but it's always the same thing. It's like you had a chance to go to the finals and you lose, and then you're gonna play a couple of days later for third place, and like this third place really doesn't count
And, like,
in this sport.
For a lot
they
of these
should've put-
guys, like they're going
It's
back
not
to
like
clubs.
the Olympics.
They're going back to club teams too in a few months. They don't want to get
Yeah.
injured in a meaningless third place game that nobody's going to remember them for. So, I mean,
Right.
like those goals that we were watching, I mean, there were great finishes. Mbappe had some great finishes, but it was off the back of defenders not really trying and just a lack of effort from both teams.
Listen,
So
I
I
think they
wasn't
should've-
impressed, but it was entertaining, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think they should have had that game on Sunday and had the championship on Saturday.
No, that was
I would have enjoyed it more.
Definitely a rightful championship, but I'm sure. I'm glad you got to learn a lot about the World Cup.
I did.
soccer.
I was not super psyched. I think Kobe, you got me psyched to watch the World Cup a little bit, and I really enjoyed it. I don't see myself like watching MLS or any like other soccer. I don't think.
You should
Maybe
pick
I'll.
a team. You should pick a Premier League team like Noah did.
Don't
Correct.
they have
Yeah,
the?
that's what
Isn't
you
a
should do.
union? Isn't a union a thing? Can we break them down or something or no?
A what?
Philadelphia Union isn't that a thing?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are a thing.
they're good. They're good too, Chuck.
are good.
I'm shocked that you haven't tapped into these guys yet.
I haven't tapped in. Maybe I'll check them out and see what they're doing. Any like big like winners of this World Cup? I mentioned this in our last podcast. I thought the United States as a whole, not the team, but like just the country. I thought it came. And again, my social media feed may be different from yours, but it seems like a lot of the players enjoyed their time here. There weren't like any big distractions, and as far as I can tell, fans like going into stadiums, it was like no issues.
Yeah, I think that
it was a
from
good-
what I saw on social media, the fans from other countries had a great time here.
Yeah.
They had a really good time here. Like there's this one German guy, he traveled to 25 different states and he started blogging about it or tweeting about it. He got a huge following because of it.
Got it.
Yeah, it's
Any
just-
other big winners, Kobe? Anything like not just like any players that kind of made a name for themselves, or
Yeah. Yeah, what's the goalie for Cape Verde?
Yeah, he definitely.
Oh,
made a
really?
name for himself.
He came in with
Oh, he's 41.
50. He's 41. He's an old guy. He came in with 50,000 Instagram followers. He left with 29 million.
Good for him. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna follow him actually. I find that's awesome. How about
Did
like
this
any
World
big?
Cup help the GOAT debate get settled between Messi and Ronaldo?
Raymond, I thought this debate was settled like years ago for me, and it's been
Yeah,
messy. Colby's always been
agree.
on a Ronaldo kick. We've had our
I-
discussions and
Why are you making this up? He played for my team, which is why I like him more. But Messi's the GOAT.
No, Kobe. Listen. You said at one point Ronaldo was better than Messi. We've gone back and forth enough times.
Yeah, because he was, and then Messi
He wasn't.
He started doing
wasn't.
crazy stuff. But
Hold up, Cole.
Diamande, there's a 19-year-old Ivory Coast winger that he's probably going to get a lot of money from a club this summer, if not already. Diamande, he played really well in the World Cup for Ivory Coast, and I think Norway as a nation is a big winner. Just like the amount of fans they got from the aura they had with Erling Haaland and the little rose celebration.
Good point. Yeah.
And they beat Brazil. They made a run to the quarterfinals. So Norway are definitely going to be on a lot of people's. Yeah.
And Cape Verde too. I thought like Cape Verde, they went to a draw with Spain, right, Colby?
Yeah.
Draw with Spain, draw with Brazil.
No, they did not draw Brazil. Or did they? I don't know.
But whoever, like, they were the worst teams going into it. They were going to be the worst team in their group, and then wind up making it into the round of 32. I thought they represented themselves very well, and captivated not only their nation but other nations across the world with their play.
Good point.
Yeah, almost beat Argentina.
Yeah.
So Kobe, you mentioned Brazil. They seem like someone who a little bit disappointing in this World Cup. Any other like losers? We talked about winners. Any like teams, players, situations, managers that were, walked away from this and saying, you know what, I didn't have a good experience.
Germany losing
Germany,
as
okay.
early as they did. They lost to Ecuador.
Yep.
In the knockout rounds. Yeah, because that set up the Mexico-Ecuador game. So that's a big loss, big loser. Because you expect them to go farther. I guess England, anytime England doesn't win, everybody's pissed in England. But this team really had no business I think going deep in this tournament, they weren't that good. So I'd say Germany was probably the biggest loser.
Really? Okay. Interesting. Any players? Ronaldo? Do you think his last World Cup was he happy with his performance? Did they get where they were supposed to get to?
No, like Portugal, like I said, there's a Nations League tournament that Portugal played Spain in the final in last year, and they beat them. They beat Spain. So like Portugal, they have a lot of talent, and they were expected to go farther than they did. So that they were another disappointment. They did lose to. They lost to Spain. So I mean, you lost to the champions. But yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of sucks that matchup was in the quarterfinals. But yeah, Ronaldo probably won't see him again in the World Cup. So
Any chance we see Messi again? Oh, this definitely is the last World Cup.
slight chance.
Slight chance. Okay.
I'd say a slight chance. Yeah. Well, hopefully there's a big chance we see Raymond again on this podcast as we wrap
before he
things
goes
up
though,
here.
before he goes, Raymond, you have any other like spicy takes you want to like lay on us, and that I get every time we work together? Anything you want to say?
Which one? I got a couple spicy takes. Tony Parker shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
So wait, just say it. Say, I hate the Spurs. I hate San Antonio. No one should be in the Hall of Fame. Tim Duncan wasn't even better than Derek Fisher. Just say it.
No. The Spurs never stopped the Lakers from winning.
They beat them one year, didn't they?
They did beat them.
The blackout year.
Maybe I know they beat them one year. Might have been like, hold up. Yeah, I mean, you claim that COVID championship, so that Tim Duncan.
So wait, so you don't like Tony Parker? Why not?
I just don't like. I just don't think he's a Hall of Famer.
Could you have replaced him, Troy, with someone else? Could you have replaced and they still have won?
Can who?
Could you have replaced Tony Parker with someone like
it would have been a lot harder.
With another player, and they still have won championships like they did.
If I'm not mistaken, he did win an MVP, right? He did win a Finals MVP one of those years. If I'm not mistaken,
I know he had some good finals.
Yeah, listen, Tony Parker, I didn't think much of him when he first, started, but he quickly proved that. Listen, that guy, there was a 4-year stretch where he scored more points in the paint than anybody else in the league at his height. Like that's impressive. He's a good player. Like does he belong in the Hall of Fame? Listen, there's a lot of guys that are in the Hall of Fame who shouldn't be. If you're basing it on Tony Parker not being there, I would say he belongs in the Hall of Fame. I would say that. I don't know if like he got in the Hall of Fame how fast. Like it was pretty quick after he retired.
That whole team, Ginobili.
Yeah, they are Ginobili, Tim, David Robinson.
That whole squad was kind of.
Listen, you have to give it to him. There was a time when Tim Duncan. At one point, he wasn't the same Tim Duncan, and they needed somebody else to kind of take over. And Tony Parker did that. He kind of dragged Tim Duncan along for a little bit.
I more think Kawhi played a big part.
Kawhi, correct. Kawhi was there also.
I'll say Ginobili.
You think Ginobili shouldn't be there?
No, Ginobili's over Parker and his stance with the Spurs.
I may give you that because of his Olympic accomplishments. Ginobili was he was a good player for Argentina.
Yeah.
I would say Tony Parker is to the Spurs like Draymond is to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Do you think Draymond's a Hall of Famer?
So I need you to understand this. I'm not the biggest Warriors fan, but I will say this. Draymond is the linchpin for what the Warriors have done. Steph is by far the better player and everything, but I don't think it works the same way if you don't have Draymond, the type of player that Draymond was defensively and as a playmaker. It doesn't work with anybody else, with any other power forward, with any other quote unquote small ball center. It just wouldn't have worked. He was like the glue for everything that the Warriors tried to do.
Yeah,
I'll give Draymond credit. I'll give him a lot of credit. He'll probably get into the Hall of Fame because he's got 5 rings. He had a great college career, so he'll probably get into the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, I definitely.
Like, they're players that I think to be in the Hall of Fame, you got to be a special kind of player. Like if you take Kobe, you put him in Boston, you put him wherever you put him, he's gonna be Kobe. Same thing with the other Draymond and Tony Parker. You take them from those systems. Who are they?
That's fair.
I think Draymond's in a different category, though. I totally agree with Troy. I think he unlocked something in Steph. Steph is great. I could have been a point guard of that team, and Steph would still have been fantastic. But Draymond freed up Steph so Steph can be Steph. And I think this is a different level than with Tony Parker. I kind of agree with Tony Parker. The thing about the Hall of Fame, though, and Troy would agree with this, is this not very hard?
It's not like
not a high
baseball Hall of
bar.
Fame. Yeah,
It's not a high
really
bar to
isn't.
get in. But if you're saying he's not in your Hall of Fame, Raymond, I can run with that. I'm fine with that. Draymond's in my Hall of Fame. He will be in my Hall of Fame. Tony Parker, I see your point. He's probably borderline, but I'll probably get him in. But I'm more of a Draymond fan. And I'm not a Draymond fan, but like Troy mentioned, I think he just unlocked something in Steph. And even Clay.
And Clay, the whole team.
Yeah.
I think everything started with him. When they inserted him into that lineup, that team went to a different level. They went to a different level on both sides of the floor. So I'll never discount that. As far as Tony Parker, like I don't know Tony Parker's history as far as like his international play with France. Like I'll have to look that up, but I'm sure that has a lot to do with it also.
Yeah. He did win Finals MVP in 07, by the way, against the Cavs.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can't take that away from him. Look.
That's against Bron.
Huh?
What was against
LeBron. That was against LeBron. LeBron was 18 years old at the time, but I mean, that's fine. He was in his 3rd year, 18. That's fine.
That was ask LeBron for $1, he gives you 3/4.
Guys, this is someone who had LeBron for 8 years. He couldn't wait to get rid of him. That's what you want?
Oh, he made valid points. I understood everything he was saying. Like, he made valid points.
What about LeBron?
Yeah, and like his effort at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not looking at the same LeBron. Like, I don't know what you think you're going to get, Chuck, but we're not getting 30-year-old
Chuck
LeBron.
knows.
I don't want. I'm
Chuck
fine.
I don't know. I don't know what
like
you think we're going to get.
I don't know what you think, Troy.
We're not getting him.
No,
we're not getting him.
We are getting the whole.
We're not getting 30-year-old LeBron
right now.
You better prepare yourself
he's
now.
He's coming to Philly, bro. He's coming, bro. He's coming.
If he goes to Philly, Sixers are winning it. But
they probably are. They'll be a favorite.
We'll have to save that. We'll have to save that for when he does make that announcement, Raymond. We'll have to get you back on to talk about the Sixers' chances of winning when LeBron gets here. But want to thank you for coming on.
Second now.
We're gonna get you fitted for that Jalen Hurts jersey you're gonna be wearing.
Yeah, and then now since I'm leaving, I could say my last hot take.
Go ahead.
Which is 2 most overrated personality in sports is Derek Jeter and AI.
Overrated personalities?
Like players.
Players or personalities? What do you mean? Players?
Players.
Oh no, you're not coming back on. You know I'm a Yankees fan. This is a Philadelphia sports podcast with a Yankees host on it, man. Ooh.
Yeah, I heard the Derek Jeter. I never heard the AI one.
Listen, you got to think about this. You're talking to a Kobe stan. So anything that's anti-Kobe, he's not. He's just not going to do it. So AI.
AI,
He's
what
not.
did he
He's
do to
not. He's not
Kobe?
rolling with AI. He's
What
not
did he do
rolling
to
with AI.
Kobe? He gave him
Kobe
a
said the
ring.
only
AI.
Kobe said the
Listen,
only person he feared was
AI
AI.
gave him a ring. AI got
Also,
him the 0-1
Kobe.
ring.
Kobe also said the one person that he kind of envied was AI because AI had the freedom to go out there and do what he was doing.
Yeah.
So listen, like I get it. I understand.
Troy,
I don't
who is-
understand the Jeter.
I
I,
don't
guess the
understand
Jeter thing.
Who
I
is
don't
your-
understand the Jeter thing.
I don't
So
understand it either. Troy,
who's your
if
baseball
AI
team?
played with Shaq,
He'd win 5 championships. He would have
win
5 championships.
Oh my God, it would be.
I just
Yeah,
want to
it'd
know
be against
Raymond's
the law.
baseball team.
What? Yeah. What do you have against Derek Jeter?
So I grew up a Yankees fan.
Mm-hmm.
I
This is
officially
getting
moved over
worse.
to the Mets as of last month.
I knew none of this, by the way. This is all a shocking revelation to me as well.
Go ahead.
But I think Jeter, he was never the best player on the Yankees. He was never the best shortstop. He was never an MVP. You could have put me in those Yankees team and they would have won. Bernie Williams was way more important to the Yankees back then than Jeter.
No, listen. How you weren't born, right? I just want to make this clear. You weren't born
Yeah, I was.
in the mid '90s, so you were born in the mid '90s.
95.
Okay, all right. So you have a valid point in saying that he wasn't the best shortstop. He wasn't the most talented player on his team, but he was the best player on his team, and better than that, he was the greatest leader that team has seen, and probably in like 50 years.
He wasn't the sole leader of the Yankees. You can't say that. They have the four horsemen.
The
You
guy
can't say Jeter was the leader.
they all took their cues from that guy. If you asked them who was the leader, they would
He was
point
the
to him.
captain.
He was the captain. They named him captain for a reason.
But like, so you
And
would
I'm
have
not
had
a
to
Yankee
hit.
fan. I'm not a Yankee fan, Raymond.
I'm a Jeter
But I
fan.
watched,
I'm
but
not
I
a Yankee
watched that
fan.
team. My wife is a Yankee fan. My son's a Yankee fan. I watched those teams. I watched them day in and day out. Went to the World Series game. He would be my first round draft pick out of all the baseball players
Oops.
because I want his leadership. I want his leadership on the team. That's more important
His
than
clutchness. His
any
clutchness.
numbers that Barry Bonds can put up.
His clutchness.
And
Like,
he was clutch.
you can't just
And
put
he proved
anybody.
And he proved it in the biggest moments.
Not anybody's
So-
gonna hit Mr. October extra inning walk off home run in Game 7 of the playoffs. Not everybody's gonna make that flip play in the infield to get that runner out. Like, the list goes on. The plays.
But Raymond,
in the playoffs.
listen, Raymond, you're not the only person that thinks that
No,
way.
yeah.
In
like,
09,
Mhm.
Jeter was a no-show in those playoffs. Not the World Series, in those whole playoffs, he was a
wasn't.
no-show. It
Jeter
was
played
A-Rod.
well. He plays the Phillies.
No, he
played
didn't.
The Phillies. He
It
played
was
well.
Hideki
He said in the
Matsui that
playoffs.
went
You're
off
talking
that
about
World
playoffs.
Series.
Yep. Hideki Matsui went off, but Jeter
A-Rod
played well.
did his thing, and Sabathia. No, Jeter was terrible. I need those numbers.
I thought Jeter was great.
Listen,
the
he
Phillies.
wasn't. He's had better World Series, but like if you're just basing that off his one World Series against the Phillies,
dude.
there's about 6 other World Series I could show
So
you.
what he
that's
just said is
like
false.
the complete
Jeter.
opposite.
What he just said is false. Jeter batted 344.
Yes,
And
Jeter
I knew
killed the
this. I
Phillies.
knew this. But he batted 344
Okay.
in that postseason with 3 home runs and
Yes,
14 runs scored, 22 hits.
he killed.
I remember
the
he
Phillies.
did play
remember
How
well
many
that postseason.
RBIs?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, but I mean, I don't know what else. You want to know how many RBIs he had? Let's see.
Or
He
the
played
WAR?
well.
Six,
He
he had
What was his
six.
WAR?
He had 6 RBIs, and he had 6 RBIs.
In the World Series or the whole playoffs?
The whole playoffs, he batted 344, 3 homers, 6
Okay.
RBIs, 14 runs scored, 22 hits.
22
And
hits
that's
in a
like,
playoff run.
what else do you want? And that was like not even prime Derek Jeter.
Yeah, Jeter
I
played
think he
well
was
against the
past
Phillies.
his
He played
prime.
really
He was
well
past
against the
his
Phillies.
But hey, everybody's entitled to their own.
A-Rod had the playoff moment
Rod
against
ball.
who was it that they played against? He hit the game tying homer
Minnesota.
against Minnesota. It was
Twins.
A-Rod that showed up. And then Matsui in the World Series was insane that year.
Yeah, but you can't hold it against Jeter because the other players played well. Jeter played great against the Phillies, and he's always seemed like I've never seen him not have like a good playoffs. He always played well.
He had Coke 0 calories. That's what he had. Empty stats.
All right, I guess I'm glad you ended it on those spicy takes. I love it.
All right, fellas.
Kobe for
Raymond, I want to thank you again. We'll think about having you back on after those takes at the end. But you guys have found another edition of the Cheesesteaks and Takes podcast show. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on social media. Let us know what you think. We'll be back next week with more content.
Powered by Riverside.